Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? I hope you're all having an amazing day so far. So as soon as you pop on, please say hi, drop a little like oop oop emoji, and then I will know that you're watching. And also, if you are watching this on replay, can you hashtag replay below so I know who watches, because I always love to, shoot up messages and send support, because you guys have all been like super amazing and supportive these last few weeks, and I love it and I am so appreciative of it. So 1 second here, I'm going to get this little tidbit technology stuff out of the way, and then we get into the fun makeup stuff. Okay. My goodness, I am super excited because it is sunny out and it's March and it's almost springtime. Oh, even more thing that I'm excited about is that it is going to be daylight savings time starting this weekend. So that I'm excited for. Let's see. I loved like trying to title my videos because I'm never really sure what to title them. Titling things is definitely not my forte. So, I mean, I'm trying my best. I'm trying. And I only have regular coffee this morning. Nothing too spectacular. So hold on 1 second. Okay. I'm happy it's Saturday too. I have well, first of all, today's been such an amazing day. Like for me, like I'm so awake right now. And I had been struggling, for the past like, not like this week, because this week's been amazing. But the past couple weeks, like I had been, struggling with maybe not feeling like as awake that I wanted to, like I needed the motivation and all that. And then as soon as my husband sent me this book, like I've been just totally obsessed. Like this morning, I actually cleaned my entire house listening to this book. And any book, I'm sorry, if you're going to give me a book that actually makes me want to clean my house, please and thank you. I need it. Okay, to a page. One day they're going to make this available so I could just do it on here. And okay, there we go. Okay, all right, so what I wanted to do today was I wanted to use palette 2 and also my red lipstick that I don't pull out as often as I should. So this is the shade of lipstick that I'm going to be using today. And then the palette that I'm going to be using is our palette 2. And this, obviously. So palette 2 right here. It's really pretty, like grays. You have your matte brown here, you have your matte black here, and then you have this gorgeous cobalt steel gray. I don't even know. I really shouldn't start like throwing out random colors. They call it perplexed, and that's how I feel trying to come up with the color for this. So I'm going to be using that with this for something really dramatic. And also I'm obviously going to be using our Epic mascara because hello, it is epic. So let's get started on that. So sad story. First off, I have to say this. My dog got a hold of my concealer. Like, may it rest in peace, because I guess I kind of asked for it because I kept bragging about how long that I've had it. But I feel like I could still get a little bit out of it. So I'm going to keep this around. He chewed the heck out of it. Like I told my husband, I'm like, actually, I didn't tell him. He started the idea. He's like, Bourbon is getting, to that age where I think he's finally ready to like be in the house, like by himself and, whatever. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't think so. And hello, whoever's watching. Can you say hello? I think it's Cindy, if I'm correct on that one. I never know whether the names pop up because that's who's watching or that's who was watching. So if it is Cindy, hello. Okay, so yeah, I was totally shocked that my dog had gotten a hold of my my concealer. And then, okay, even worse, and then he got a hold of this. Do you guys see like the chew marks on the side of this? I was like, oh my gosh, like if he would have literally opened this, he would have gotten like my thing that I was like raving about the other day. But yeah, he's lucky that he did not chew into that. Because I was like, since when? And it's so funny because I was just bragging about him the other day. I feel like that's how it is with dogs, that whenever you start bragging about them, that's when they start doing stuff. So I was bragging about how good he is, about like not getting into things, like he gets into the trash. So the trash, like whenever he's around, has to be like put up on like next to the washer, so he doesn't get into that because he's a part hound. We adopted him from the Humane Society. So part hound, adopted. He has that nose. Oh my gosh, that nose will get him into trouble. It's like he cannot control himself. He cannot control himself with this nose. So what I wanted to talk about today is I get I get questions about what it is that exactly I do. So what is it that I do? So my main thing of what I'm doing, well, I don't even want to say my main thing because like I do a lot of things. So I guess I have a lot of side things going on. Sorry, I'm getting like distracted because I'm trying to make sure that I get this even, but I'm struggling. Okay. So what I'm doing right now in Michigan is I am a law student. So I moved out here going on 2 years ago. And sorry, I keep having like texts come in and then they're just like totally throwing me off. So when I moved to Michigan 2 years ago, my husband and we were living in Portland, Oregon, and he was getting his doctorate. So I decided one day that I wanted to be a lawyer. And it's something, it had actually been a dream of mine for a long time to go into law school. I had worked in the legal field. I worked as a clerk forever, I felt, and I loved it. And so like the medical field, slow down, Mia. The law field was not new to me. So I'm going to take this fluffy brush right here and I'm going to use, I think I'm going to blend together the Romantic and then Honorable, these two shades right here, just to give like a little base for what I'm going to do. So I had worked in the legal field for a really long time, and actually like my undergrad degree is in public justice and with like a minor concentration in pre-law. And so I originally had gone to Oswego, which is like my undergrad. So it's SUNY Oswego, and that's in Oswego, New York, upstate New York. Holler. So I went there for 4 years. And while I was there, like I started out thinking like I wanted to be a journalist. And to be honest, like I have started, it's not like journalism that is my passion or one of my many passions lately, but it is, I love to write. I really do. So I'm actually working on a book right now, titled and subject to be released later. Because I kind of just want to like focus on writing it right now before like I kind of like tell everyone what it's about and hype it all up, which I hope you guys will get a copy of it. So I love to write, but it wasn't like, it's just one of my many passions. So while I was in undergrad, I interned for the Supreme and County Court in Lyons, New York, and I worked and helped out in the drug court there. So that's kind of like where like I got like my first like kind of introduction with the legal system. And then after graduating, I got like my first big girl job in Rochester, which was working in collections at some like random firm. And to be honest, like, oh my gosh, that did not go well. Because like up until then, like my only office job that I had was, or not even office job, it was my first office job, but the only job that I had ever had was waitressing and bussing tables. So it's the first time I had ever worked in that environment. So if you guys see, it's just like a really nice like light coat. So the only environment I had ever been in was a restaurant. You know, so it's like when I went to work in this law office, like I had like stars in my eyes. I'm like, this is going to be like the best job ever. Newly out of undergrad. I'm like, big girl job. Yeah. And it just was not for me at all. I know that I do not like collections, which is funny because the job that I had in Portland when my husband and I lived there was in collections. And I had this like preconceived notion that everybody that works in collections law is like mean. And so actually when I got the job when we moved there, I was like, babe, I don't know if I want to end up working in collections because everyone is going to be so mean to me, you know, because I was seriously scarred from this last job because they actually would make me cry on a daily basis. Like it was like, I am not even kidding. Like I would go into the bathroom and cry. And then on lunch, I would call my dad and cry and say, Dad, like I don't want to quit, but they're being so mean to me. What do I do? You know? So then I ended up moving on from that job. And then eventually I ended up at the court out in Clifton Springs, New York. So I was a court clerk there for over a year, going on a year and a half. I'm going to use this shade right here, Perplexed, and I'm going to put it all over my lid. So when I went there, I started out as a, I don't know like the title exactly, but I know that it was like, I wasn't the chief court clerk, but I was like, I helped her. So it's like we each had our own individual judges that we worked with. So, but she had been there, I believe, going on like at least 10, 15 years. So she had been there for like a really long time. Ew, the heck. So she had been there for like a really long time. I'm not liking the way this brush is applying that. Just gonna throw that out there. What brush am I gonna use? So I worked there, and then when I ended up at the time that I had left that position, I was the chief clerk, and that like raise, promotion, whatever came within a year and a half. So I was super excited about that. I was super honored by it for one. And then I ended up moving to Texas shortly after that to go spend time with my dad. And then while I was there, like I kind of dabbled in jobs, whatever. Like I worked in a vet clinic. I couldn't really find like many, you know, jobs that kind of like spoke to me. And it's like, not to mention, like I did have a lot of experience in the legal field as far as like education went and all that stuff, but I didn't have the kind of experience that was enough to like put me at that level, right? So when I ended up moving back, like I ended up like, you know, obviously this, I'm summarizing like a lot of years of kind of like bouncing around. I was a little bit of a vagabond for a while. You couldn't keep me in one place for a long time. So I'd hop between New York and then I'd hop between Texas and just anywhere in between. So flash forward to when I met my husband. We met in Waterloo, New York. I won't get into the story right now, but we met in Waterloo, New York, and then shortly after, I got this, you know, kick, this bug up my butt, whatever the heck you want to call it. I'm going to try this brush and see if that works. Sorry, I'm like sitting here like I can't find the exact brush that I want, so I'm kind of frustrated by it, but we're going to keep moving on anyways. Let me try this one and see if this works. So when we met, I ended up going and getting my master's degree, and that was in criminal justice, and it was through a school that offered a master's program online. So, I mean, it worked like perfectly. Okay, this brush is working a lot better than the other one. Same brand, just different brush. I just wasn't using the right brush. So, I mean, there's a lesson in and of itself. So when I got my master's, we were moving to Portland, Oregon. So he was starting his program and I was still in mine. And while I was in Portland, Oregon, that's when I worked for the collections firm. And I honestly have to say that I loved working at this firm. Like, they were so sweet. They were so encouraging. They gave you the kind of training that you needed. They made sure that you felt comfortable in doing your job, and like they would answer any questions. Like, they were just really super supportive. And compared to like my first collections job when I was terrified of them, like, it is just so different. And so when I was there for the full 3 years that we lived in Portland. So it was actually like really hard for me to leave. And so after we moved, well, I'm saying, okay, slow down, Mia. So one day I got this like wild hair, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? I feel like something's missing. Something is just, I'm not fulfilled in my life. I'm not happy with what I'm doing. Actually, the only good thing that I had going on in my life at that moment, you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not like trying to be like uber dramatic and be like, my life was in shambles, because it wasn't. But it's like, you know, like life just feels okay in a moment, but like you don't feel like you're challenging yourself. And that's what it felt like. So I sat there and I actually jumped between the idea of going to school for psychology and being a psychologist, because I always love like helping people work through their problems and just listening to people. And I've always loved doing that. So I was like, okay, like I could either do that. I'm like, or I could do like law school, which has kind of like always been on my mind. But to be honest, like I was so petrified of the process of going through law school, because the test that you have to take to get into law school, the LSATs, is a standardized test, and I hadn't always performed well on them in the past. So I was kind of selling myself short, thinking that just because I didn't do well on them at one moment, like I told myself, okay, that's, you know what I mean? You're obviously not going to do well now, which was a big mistake of mine, and I should not have sold myself short. So I'm so happy that my husband was there to kind of like talk some sense into me and be like, Mia, go take the LSATs. I'll study with you, you know, apply to law school. Yes. Okay. So I ended up getting accepted to the school here in Michigan, and that is where I currently go to law school right now. So we moved out here, which I love that I have such an amazing husband for that. I'm using this shade right here, Cocky, which is just a matte brown shade. And I'm using our dual-sided angled brush right here, which I love this brush. This is really good for like cut creases and to get like right on the outside like that. See? It's just like a really good angle to it. So pretty much for the last going on 2 years, I have been here in Michigan and doing law school. So law school is only one of the many things that I do. I like to keep myself busy, which law school keeps you busy in and of itself. But I just love to be super busy. And so I also got involved with like YouTube and, you know, writing my book now, and also my business that I'm doing right now. So how I got involved with this business, which what I do right now helps so much just because I'm in law school. So I don't have time to work a normal job. And what it helps do is help just like, you know, get money together and, you know, help my husband out since I'm not working right now. So it definitely helps with that. And it's something that I don't have to physically go to every day, that I can just do from my phone or like, you know, emails, online, social media, things like that. So it has helped me out a lot since I am super busy. So how I got involved with this particular business, I was actually, so this was when we were living in Portland, and I I remember like looking online. You guys know how you're always just like bored on the couch, just like watching TV, and like you happen to like scroll past something and you just click on it because in that moment, whatever this product is, it's going to solve everything for you. And lo and behold, did I know like what it's going to do for me in the future. So I'm just taking this and I'm just kind of like blending this back in. So what I want to do, my eyes are a little dramatic. I know this is probably like a little dramatic for everyone, like on a daily basis, but I feel like I need to bring this color up more now that I'm looking at it and like blend it out a little bit. This is a little dramatic. And I'm going to take this color Honorable right here and to tone it down a little bit. So I was scrolling on Facebook one night and I saw this link in this picture like for our mascara. So see, I really love how that just kind of like toned it down a little bit. For me, that's toned down. I still think this is a little extra to wear out during the day, but I mean, I am a little extra. So when I saw this picture, you know, I kind of like kept it in my mind. I'm like, whatever, you know, not really going to think much of it. And then I got a message from my now sponsor, and she's like, hey, like, would you be interested in trying our new mascara? And I was like, well, are you reading my mind or what? You know, yes, I saw it online the other day, like, I want to try it. And then she's like, well, if you would be interested in trying like other products, we have this, you know, presenter's kit, which is kind of funny because I actually still have the container that everything came in right here. She's like, we have, you know, this kit that has like a ton of different makeup, and right now our kit is actually like over $300 worth of makeup for like only 99 bucks. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if I want to do eyeliner. I don't know. I think I'll just do like a little bit. So I was like, huh, well, that's like a really good, you know what I mean, deal. Like, what is the catch, you know, because there's always some sort of catch. And she's like, there actually is no catch. Like, granted, like this kit that I purchased did sign me up like for the company, but what it didn't do was like, I didn't have any sort of obligation to work with the company. And I think that that was like the thing that hooked me, because I'm like, okay, well, I want this kit of makeup, but I don't need to be, you know what I mean, tied to this person that I literally just know from online, you know what I mean, like forever, like if I'm not trying to be involved in the company, right? But she's like, no, like, and I was like, oh, am I like also going to be charged like fees or whatever because, you know what I mean? Like I buy this kit of awesome makeup, you know what I mean? That you say that's awesome, because at that point I didn't know it was awesome. I had just taken her word for it. And I was like, so are you going to like keep continually like charging my card, or like what's the deal? And she's like, no, literally it's just purchasing the kit. It gets sent to you, and then if you decide that you don't want to do anything with it, which I know a lot of women have, like if you decide you don't want to do anything with it, then you literally just, like your account will suspend after 3 months, and then the, what's the word I'm looking for? Let's see, it suspends and then it just deactivates whatever after 6 months. And I was like, okay, well, then there has to be some sort of catch with that too, right? I'm like, if I let my account like suspend, I was like, then I get charged like a penalty or something. She's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like, I remember talking to my husband about it, and he's like, oh, like that's always how they hook you, you know, like that's how they get you like involved and da da da. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that kind of stuff, right? 3 years later, here I am. Uh-oh, I hear music going on outside. That means that it's springtime almost. My neighbor loves to sit outside in his truck and blast music. That's cool. So pretty much that's how I, you know what I mean, got involved doing this. So it's like people are like, okay, so what is it that you do actually do on a daily basis? It's like, okay, so you're kind of looking at it right now. So for example, this morning, I got up around, I want to say 6:45. I got up and I kind of like meandered about. I tried not to automatically check my social media. Like that's something new that I'm kind of going on. And I went to the gym, and then I vlogged a little, because that's like, so I like to do like vlogs of my weeks. Sometimes it goes like more than 1 week. at a time, but I'll like vlog kind of like what I do, like studying, gym work, like all that stuff, organization. Like I'll do like my makeup on there too. So pretty much that's like what I do on a daily basis. It's like gym, I do my videos. I always try to film a live every day if I can, if my schedule allows it. Even like if I'm not putting on my makeup for the camera, I'll, you know, do my makeup off camera and then come on and kind of like talk about the book that I've been reading. Or as of late at night, I've been writing my book. So I mean, I honestly can't complain. Like, I love my life right now. It just makes me happy just because, like, I get to, like, actually wake up every day and do, like, a ton of things that I love. It's like listening to books, feeling inspired, like, things like that. Getting the perfect, like, cat eye. Maybe that's on my task today. I don't know. We'll see. Because for whatever reason, I cannot get this to go the way that I want it to go. I seriously love this palette. I really do. And I love that it has like a mirror on it too. There's nothing more frustrating than like being somewhere trying to fix whatever, you know, makeup thing you're trying to fix and then not having a mirror. And I like it because these are like magnetic too. So they just close and yeah. And they're not heavy and bulky. Okay. You know what, man? You're just going to have to let it go. That's going to have to be good enough. I have to like talk myself down. Like, it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. What I'm going to use next is the Epic Mascara. If you guys have not seen this yet, oh my gosh, like stick around because this is good. So I love this because, so when I had first seen the photograph that I was telling you guys about, it was the two-step mascara that came with the transplanting gel and the fibers. And so that's the one that I initially learned to use, which let me tell you was not no easy feat for me because I am clumsy. But like slowly but surely, like I kind of like watched the videos and then I just learned how to use it. So it wasn't that bad. So that's just after like one coat of this mascara. This stuff is great. But if you want like even more of a dramatic look, I recommend getting the 3D Fiber Lash, which is the two-step one, and also getting this one as your base because it's going to add like 3-4 times the length. Just making sure all my lashes are coated. Okay, so this is with 2 coats right here. And you can see the difference, like crazy, I'm sure. Gotta check my messages. Hi, Andrea, it's nice to meet you. Good morning, Mom. Oh my gosh. Today is just, I don't even know. So the book that I was telling you guys about that I was watching or listening. I keep saying watching. I was listening to my book. You can't watch a book. Wow, Mia. Okay. So I was listening to this book. So I had it attached to my Bose, like my phone, because like I got the where you can get free like the Audible. So my husband had sent me the link to it. So I got like the free copy of this book on Audible, and I'm definitely going back for another one that he has. It's called like something about be average or be amazing. It's something like that, but it's like my husband's like, Mia, you need to listen to this. I'm like, okay. Like he's like, this book has inspired me to make my bed every day. And I was like, what? anything that inspires my husband to want to make the bed. I'm like, what is it going to inspire me to do? You know? So I was like, I have to get my hands on this book. So the book, more or less, like the whole concept of the book is talking about doing everything times 10. And what he talks about is like how, like, pretty much in a nutshell, and if I jump all over the place, I'm sorry. It's just I've been listening to this book for hours this morning, so it's like I have so many thoughts running through my head to the point where I was cleaning my house and I actually had this notebook like right next to me because every time he said something that like resonated with me, like I had to stop what I was doing, write it down, and then go back to cleaning my house. So it was just like a good like kill two birds with one stone kind of thing. Yes! It is amazing. I love it. It is so inspiring. What chapter are you on? I don't know what chapter I'm on. He was like listing off all the roles from the book, I think. So it's like I'm wondering if that's what if that's like was the last chapter. But so pretty much the things that I kind of like taken and the thing today that I loved. Okay, so that's like, it's so good. Like I am so addicted to it now. Like I think I'm going to listen to it again when I'm done just to make sure I didn't miss anything. So the thing that I took with me today is he's talking about, and it was kind of what I touched on a little bit the other day, and it's how he was talking about fear, and then he was talking about how important it is to like starve fear. Like you don't want to feed it. So I'm going to use the Touch Primer today. This actually came in the bundle that I ordered, and it should be here any day now. So I'm super excited because I am almost out of this finally. Like this is the first time I've actually had to replace this. And I mean, this is, okay, compared to a lot of the other primer sizes that I've seen, and like that's like all you need, like not even a lot. And this is really good for like large pores. So if you have that large pore problem like I do, girl, you need this stuff. You need this. Compared to like the other sizes though, like this is like one of the sizes that I have, like compared to this one. Like this is, the one that I'm looking at right now is 0.67 fluid ounces. And then this one is 1.35 fluid ounces. So it's like the difference. And not to mention the thing that I like about this compared to something like this is that you can actually like push it up the tube. I know that's kind of like petty, but that's important because like you want to get all your product out. And like these ones, they're so friggin' hard with the way that they're just like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I just have a hard time working my primer. Okay. So the trick that I like to use with my highlight, so I just have this basic highlight right here. I actually don't know what brand this is because I put this on the bottom and then I put this one on top, my a la mode, which I have to show you guys. Okay, so sorry, back to my book. I got way off topic. So what I like to do on this one is to put this like all over my face. That way when I put primer or foundation on top, it kind of like grabs it, spreads it, and I just look like a glazed donut. Let me see. Yes. So much yes on this one. It is. It's like he was talking about so starving fear. And this is like I am going to have to take this and implement this like because like with what I do with school and everything, and even with like lives. So I remember when I first got started with doing live videos, I was petrified. I was so scared. I didn't want to do it. And I was just like so scared. And because I had never been, in my mind at least, like I was not a good public speaker. I would always like get myself wrapped up in situations like where I would have to do public speaking of some sort and I would just lock up. Like I remember one time in particular, it was in undergrad. I had to give, I'll never forget as long as I live, I had to give this presentation on the endangered species, the osprey eagle. Don't ask me. It was like a Great Lakes class and I took it because it fit my schedule and also because I didn't want to take chemistry. So I took this class and had to talk about the osprey eagle. So when I was doing this presentation, I went to speak and nothing came out. literally, I was so scared. Like my voice was shaking. I mean, it was awful. So then flash forward to today, and I speak publicly all the time. Like all the time. And like, for example, I actually spoke the other day. I had to introduce a speaker at the Criminal Law Society organization that I'm the president of. So I spoke there. And then last term, I had to give an oral argument before 3 Court of Appeals Michigan judges. And it's just like, you learn that like in moments like where you allow yourself to be afraid, but it's like you still move past it. Like and when he talks about starving fear, it's that like you can't allow fear to kind of like sit there and just stew in your mind. You can't allow it to deter you from what you want to do, because he's like, think about it. All the things that we've ever done in life that we've been like afraid of, like how many of those things turned out amazing for us? So it's like, if I let myself be afraid of public speaking, I wouldn't be at law school right now. I wouldn't have like gotten the opportunity to intern with a circuit court judge next term, which I'm so excited for. One, because I'm done with classes after this term, so no more school for me, or actual class. I should say no more classrooms for me, but I do graduate in August. It's just like, I'm not like, I don't like to brag, but I am so proud of myself, and I don't think that that's bragging. Like, I am proud of myself for how far I've come and how much I've changed, like, over time. And it's by doing things that terrified the crap out of me. Like, I was terrified. Like, for one, like, I moved across the country from upstate New York to Portland, Oregon, petrified. I'm like, I don't know anyone there. All I know is my now husband. And, which, no offense to him, no offense to you, honey. So I'm just taking the concealer right here that my dog so lovingly chewed. He's the best. Yeah, he got a hold of it and just literally nipped it right there. So he's so great. Aw, thanks, girl. That means a lot. It means so much. So when we, ow, there's like something in my eye. When we moved, to Oregon, like I said, like we started all over. Like we literally packed up 2 cars, and then we drove like from upstate New York in the dead of winter, might I add, in December, drove from upstate New York all the way across the country to Portland, Oregon. And it's like, before I did stuff like that, you would have never told me in a million years. It's like almost like you look at something and you're like, that's impossible. You're telling me that you're going to pack up your car with all your belongings, no furniture, nothing, and you're going to go all the way to Oregon to move into an apartment that you've never seen the inside of, but apparently you signed a lease to. You're going to do all these things. It's like, if anything I have to say, like, my husband has inspired me so much, because I was like, I used to literally have this mentality. I'm like, no, like I'm a good paralegal. I was like, but people like me don't go to law school. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that line of thinking I am so over with. Like, I can do anything at this point. I'm going to be an author. I'm going to kick ass at my business. I'm going to be a kick-ass prosecutor. I'm going to be all of that. I like, I don't even care anymore. I'm going to do all these things, and no one's going to tell me that I can't do it, that it's crazy, that it's like all these things, or that I don't even know. Because it's like, I think that we like idolize, and now I'm on my soapbox, so I need to get off soon, but I kind of like it up here. So it's like, we look at celebrities and we like want to be like them, like we want their success, we want their money, but like we look at that like that's like something that, like, I don't know, like everyday people can achieve, but it is something that like everyday people can achieve. So it's like, why don't we all just like go for it and do it? You know what I mean? Like, what's stopping any of us from like being the next Beyonce, or being the next Victoria's Secret supermodel? Which, low-key, I always like had thought like I wanted to like go in and be a Victoria's Secret. I don't know if I could walk in the heels like they do. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty good walking in heels, but I mean, their heels are so pretty. But I'm totally getting off topic. So that's kind of like what I had like running through my mind for the longest time, is that I have been afraid to allow myself to just do. Like, I had dreams, but I would never take action to do them. And now I'm going to. I'm going to do all this stuff. And there's not a doubt in my mind. So our next move is to Arizona. Let me tell you, there is nothing more amazing than traveling with a man that like likes to do these things. Like, I can come up with the most off the wall thing and I'm like, hey babe. Like, that's like one of the things that I love the most about him. And now I'm just boasting, but he's just amazing and I have to take a second to do it. Is even when I was like, I applied to school, to law school in Oregon and I didn't get in. But he was just like, keep going, babe, try other schools. I was like, yeah, but the other one that I'm applying to is all the way in Michigan. And he's like, do it. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, like, he's like, you know what I mean, been here with me, like, through my entire school experience. He's like, why not apply to school in Michigan? I'm like, well, I guess that's a really good point. Why not? You know what I mean? Like, apply to school in Michigan. So when I got in here, I was lucky enough to get a scholarship. I'm sorry if I look a little like, I'm trying to find my contour. Oh, there it is. I found it. So I was like, okay, like, I'll apply to school in Michigan. And I did. Got in, got my scholarship. And now I'm just like living the dream. And now our next move together, which I have to tell you, like, I hate us being apart for as long as we have, but I'll tell you one thing, like, sacrificing 2 years together, like, for the rest of our life to be successful is like, you know what I mean? It's worth it. It really is worth it. And I just like, he's one of my biggest cheerleaders, one of my biggest support systems. I don't know what I would do without him. He's just so encouraging all the time, like all the time. Like, even if I come up with like the most random idea, he tells me to do it. And I love that about him. So I am insanely blessed. So, oh my gosh, sometimes this blender just does not want to blend. I think it's time for a new one. Yeah. This is just not wanting to blend in right now. Grr. So what are you guys doing today? Anything fun? I'm about 2 seconds from whipping out my foundation brush and fixing this. See, this is why I have zero patience with this contour stuff. Like, I just, like, I'm like, why are you doing this to me? This is why I do the foundation brush first and then follow up with this after, because I don't have the, like, the patience to just bop it around, like, for hours, because blending, like, okay, this kind of, like, beauty blender blending, whatever the heck it is, like, I don't even think this is an actual beauty blender. I think it's kind of, I don't know. Well, I'm glad you watched. What is your video on? Oh my gosh. That is just so much work to get this to blend. This is my where the heck, see, I lose it in 2 seconds. This is my Dollar Tree special that I found. I have, and I love, like, when you actually find like something sort of decent with like something chilling around in Dollar Tree. Like, you guys, sometimes you have to just grab something from the Dollar Tree just to try it out and see if it works. Oh, yay! That's super exciting. I love it. How are you loving the company so far? So you got your hands on the new kit then, huh? Ah, I'm so jealous. I have been wanting to, like, I wish they made the presenters kit available to us so we could, like, repurchase the kit, because it is such a good deal. Ugh. I'd probably just buy it every time it came out. Because I mean, like, what? Now it's like, what, $303 in makeup for like $303, $34, through something. Over $300, like $4.99, right? Yes. Ugh. Have you been using the I like how my voice is like, Have you been using the lash serum? I haven't got my hands on that yet. But I love how they include like the, what is it, the waterproof and like the regular black one, right? Okay. Okay. All right. It only took 4 hours to blend out that like contour, but I think we have it. Maybe. I'm not going to get too excited. So now it's like my favorite part, and I'm going to do my brows. Oh, definitely. You know what though? Like, if you find just like going live, like women are very supportive. They really are. And you know what? People, like, if they're going to sit there and judge your live videos, I mean, be like, okay, well, if you think that you can do it better, then go on and do it. You'd be surprised, like, how many people have that fear of, like, doing, like, talking in public or anything like that. And it's like, if they have something to say, like, a lot of them would be too afraid to go live themselves because they can't take the criticism. But you know what I mean? Like, people are going to criticize. And actually, in that book, he says that when you start getting people that criticize you, that's when you know that you're doing what you're supposed to do and that you're on your way. Because if they're going to talk about something, at least they're talking about you, you know? I love it how I've just been like toying around my house. Like, I was supposed to, like, I had this plan for myself that I was going to, you know, get work finished before I went over to my friend's house to do schoolwork, but no. So now I'm just going to have to go like pick up some mimosa stuff and then hopefully get some work done. But that's something, like, when I was listening to that book as well, and he's talking about like not like not feeding fear time, like that like really stood out to me. Because you know what I mean? Like, think about everything that you decide to give your time to. Like, for example, I give my time to anxiety by like constantly worrying about assignments that I have to do, when if I just did them, I would be done and over with, and then I wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. But no, I am a pain, and I love to do things the hard way. So I ended up putting it off, but I was like, okay, so I was actually not going to do the assignment today, but I think I've kind of put myself in check and realized that, yeah, I need to do it. I need to do it. Opinions. Opinions. That's so true. That is so true. I actually, so a personal kind of story of mine is so what I like to do is I love to watch people on social media, like learn their personality, and then I love to like I'll like reach out to them and see if, you know, they would be interested in working with me. And a friend of mine just recently, and a close friend I might add, just became involved in network marketing. And there was this side of me that kind of felt sad because like I had totally not even thought that that she would be like interested in it, but apparently she was. So it's like I missed out on having this amazing person on my team with me because I was afraid of asking her if she would like to work with me. And now I missed out. So if anything that I've learned, it's like you never really know like who would be interested in working with you. So reach out, you know? I mean, I for one never thought that I would be involved in network marketing or doing live videos, makeup, anything like that. But then again, here I am. And thank goodness, because it's helped keep my sanity through law school, giving me something fun to do on a daily basis. There's just something awesome about like waking up every day and getting to do something that you love like over and over and over. Like this is a life that I had always wanted. And if my friend's watching, she knows who she is because I've already told her that I'm really bummed that I wasn't the one that reached out to her first. But I know that the company that she's with right now is lucky to have her and that she's going to kill it. Alrighty. So once again, reminding myself that eyebrows are sisters. They're not twins. So if they are not even, then I am sorry. What makes you feel better? Okay, that's just gonna have to be good enough, I think. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to take my setting spray, and also I have, no wait, I didn't order the setting spray, I ordered the setting powder. That's what I ordered. I'm excited to try that too though. I love trying new products. There we go. Okay. So I like to spray it directly over the foundation. That way it, you know, has a way of like working into the product, because I don't know what it is. Whenever you spray liquid on top of like powder foundation, whatever, like it just doesn't seem to sit that well. Okay, so next I'm going to take my fluffy top brush when I can find it. When I can find it. There's that. I need that. I bet you my dog ate that too. I always used to think that whole like dog ate my homework thing was like a lie, but it is true. They eat anything they get their hands on, their little paws, whatever the heck. Here we go. So just taking like a fluffy top brush like this. Oh, definitely. Just because it's so much fun, because you like conquer your fears and you like get to talk with people and then you get like really happy and just, I don't know. It's just like you find that like when you spend your days doing like winning activities, I can't really think of like a better way to put it, like working on yourself, achieving your goals, you just feel better. You know what I mean? Like you feel better like overall. And I love that. So I don't know. I'm super excited. I'm excited that I get to graduate in 5 months. That, oh, I didn't post it, but I'm going to. So I put the deposit down for my bar review class. And I'm so excited that like I already got some books for it. So that's something that I get to start diving into, which is going to be really nice because come next term, I'm just going to take regular bronzer and then work it over where I put my my contour and just kind of even it out a little bit. So I get to work through that because like, you know, I'm going down from like 5 classes a term that I've been doing. And then, so 5 classes a term. So then now I'm just going back to like work. Like, so it's like, I'm not going to have to do like all the studying, all the prep, all the outlines, all that stuff. So anyone who likes to watch those kind of vlogs, like I have those up on my YouTube channel, so those are always fun. Okay, so the blush that I'm going to use is the color Scandalous, and I like this because like whenever I get like super tan, like it still shows up. I like really deep blush. I don't know why, but I do. And this color is just really, really, really pretty. Little extra, but I mean, whatever. I am extra. So like sometimes it goes on like a little bit much, but so I just take it and then I just kind of even it out a little bit. So I'm excited to start studying for the bar, which is just crazy to think about that I am already at this level. Like I literally just started 2 years ago. And I'm even more excited that I get to go home and live with my husband again. So that's super exciting too. It's been a wild ride, him and I'll tell you that much. And like, you know, the next stages in life are gonna be even more fun. So, right? I love this blush. It's so friggin' pretty. And it looks good, like even with like the caramel color skin, and then it's just, I don't know, and you don't need a lot either, like, because it goes on and it just stays. Ugh, I love it. So next I'm going to take, if I can find it. I don't know what the heck that little dance was, by the way, but I'm so glad that I caught it on camera because you can't fake those dances. You can't. This is our A La Mode highlighter. How to think of that word. And what I'm going to do is find my brush for one. Hopefully. Where are you? There we go. Okay. So I love this. It's like more of like a gold tone. So look at that. Look at that. Love it. And then down here, tip of my nose, over my eyes, anywhere the sun hits. There we go. Alrighty, so then I'm going to go back in with the Epic Mascara. I'm not going to line underneath my lashes today just because like the lipstick I'm about to put on is so extra that I need to, oh, thank you. I need to reel it in somewhere. Ah! I swear, if I could like not get mascara under my lashes, that would be great. Get it together, Mia. Try not to pull down on my skin because apparently it's going to give me wrinkles. So I need to be careful. Which, speaking of wrinkles, I swear I wish I would have paid more attention to skincare when I was in my early 20s. Just throwing that out there. And now I'm just like, give me all the skincare. I need everything you have. Okay. So there's that. Then for the grand finale, I'm going to put on this red lipstick, which is so extra for what I'm about to go do, but I don't even care. My friend's just going to have to put up with me in red lipstick. I have. So the skincare, okay, I just have to brag about this. These tubes last forever, except, or I don't want to say except, because there's so much product in them, like, and you don't need a lot, a little goes a long way. The skincare that I have used is the detoxifying mask. It's like the black charcoal one. I believe now it's called the perfecting mask. So I love these wands just because if you guys can see how like pointed they are, so they're really good for like lining the lips first. I love how like bold this color is too. So what I normally would do with this color is either put like the primer over it, like our primer, so it doesn't come off, or I tap setting powder over it just to keep it on. And then we'll just do one more coat. which honestly, you don't even need 2 coats for this stuff, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I know. It's like, where the heck are you going with lips that red at, let's see, what time is it? 12:30 in the afternoon? Wouldn't you like to know? Actually, I'm not really that cool. I'm just going to study. So there we go. I love this combination right here. This is a really good look for if you want to like go out on the town, all that stuff. So, go ahead, pull my hair down so I don't crease it anymore. So there you have it. There is my look for today. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Okay. All right. Well, I am going to get going because I have to go study at some point today, but I was loving chatting with you guys. I love that I get to share this with you guys every day. I'm super thankful for that. Always have been, always will be. If you guys have any questions on the opportunity that I spoke of, please contact me. I'd love to hear from you and see if this is a good fit for you guys, because it's honestly changed my life and made me such a confident person. You guys have no idea. So on that note, I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Be safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.